Hey, it's Wes!
And Shonda.
And welcome to
DinkLife. We are on our way from King's Cross Station to Thorpe Park, and we are using public transportation because we do not have a car here. So before we got to the park, we wanted to kind of tell you how we're getting there. So again, we are staying at a hotel near King's Cross Station, which is a train station, but it also has metro lines. So the first thing you do is you take the Victoria line to Oxford Circus, and then you take Oxford Circus to, we went to Waterloo. Now, it did say you could go to Vauxhall to catch a train there.
Yeah, there was one there too, yeah.
But all the research we did said Waterloo had more trains, so that's why we came here. So once you get to Waterloo, you are in an actual train station, so it's a piece of cake. You just get off of the metro, and you come up, and you can either buy a train a train ticket at a self-service kiosk, or you can do what we did because we didn't know what we were doing. And you can buy it from an actual person. They're very helpful. They just gave us tickets and then told us which platform to go to. And the train tickets were $26 for both of us. Well, 26 pounds, I'm sorry, for both of us and some change. So it wasn't too bad.
Yeah, and I think
that's round trip.
Yeah, and I think the trip total's supposed to take about an hour and a half.
Right, and that's, I mean, we've already probably eaten up at least a half hour of that just with the metros and things like that. So just know that hour and a half, there's a lot of like walking in between trains and waiting for the metro and things like that.
Yeah,
so,
and then I think at the end we take a bus to Thorpe Park.
And the way we understand it is once we get there to Staines, which is the train station that you're going to, you get on a bus, a shuttle that takes you right to Thorpe Park. So once we get there, we'll let you know what's happening.
We're in the Waterloo station, heading over to platform 18 to catch the train to Staines for Thorpe Park. Here we go, this is our train. And we're heading on in. And here's the queue line to enter.
Right, everybody, so we made it to Thorpe Park. It took us about an hour and a half from downtown London or King's Cross Station to get here. We met some really nice people, a couple young people on the train on the way here. And
made the trip go by.
She had worked here and at Cedar Point, so that was kind of cool. Made the train ride go by fast, and she gave us some really good tips. So if you're watching this, shout out to you guys. Thanks for making the trip so enjoyable. One thing I will say, security here is next level. Like nothing in the States. It doesn't matter. Like you
they
go
search
through,
your bags.
Right. If you have a bag, like in the States, if you go through the metal detector and you don't set off the metal detector, then they don't search your bags or anything. Here, it's everybody.
Yeah.
They search all of your bags. You got to empty your pockets, everything. So just know that takes a little bit. That probably took us about 10 minutes to get through that line.
Yeah.
But we're here. We're here, and we're gonna see what's doing. We have never been here, and we haven't really watched a ton of videos about this park. We've watched a couple about Halloween, but that's it. Like nothing about the rides and stuff. So we're kind of going in a little blind. So this should be fun.
There's the entrance. And here's the bridge in. Oh, and here's inside the dome. There is a lot of roller coaster track in this area.
Yeah.
There he goes up. Waiting in line for Hyperia to open up. Hyperia is open. It's about 11:40, an hour and 40 minutes after the park opened. We finally opened it up. There's the inside.
All right, so we just got off Hyperia, which is the coaster behind us, and it is the newest coaster at this park. And I believe it's the tallest and the fastest in the UK. I know tallest for sure.
Yeah, they can build real tall here.
Yeah.
It's a Mac ride.
Yeah, it's a Mac ride. They're only currently running one car, so the line is taking forever. Now, luckily, we managed to hop in as soon as we got here, and there were maybe only like 300 people in front of us or something, but...
Not 300.
In front of us.
Oh, yeah.
But because of the fact that it was only running one car, we still waited like 45 minutes, I would say.
Yeah, we waited a bit.
It was fantastic.
Yeah.
It's cool. What I love so much about this ride and other rides like this, there's no seatbelt and there's only a lap bar. Again, proving my theory that you do not need shoulder restraints,
really
seatbelts, all this other crazy safety crap that other parks have. Sometimes I think they go a little overboard with these restraints. This was so comfy. The seat
Yeah,
was so
overall
comfy.
the ride though was really good.
Yeah, there's one section in the middle where there's a trim brake that is sort of uncomfortable, and I
think it has a water feature in the summer where it maybe splashes water out. Yeah,
maybe so. But overall, the ride was great. The only thing I could even think to compare it to in the States is like maybe Pantheon, but even that, it's different. There's just some hang time and some air time on this that you're absolutely not expecting. Like in the middle of a hill, you'll just like feel like you're gonna fall out of your seat. So it's really cool.
It does some moves that like some don't do. Yeah.
And I will say there's quite a few inversions, and those normally I don't do those. This was great. It didn't make me sick at all. I felt it was just fun. I felt nothing but fun. So definitely, if you're here at Thorpe Park, you've got to get on this.
Yeah, it's a good ride. Here is the Hyperion store. Really big wing patches down there. And they got a big Burger King in here. And here's a little food area where you can get some food and drinks. So much boba tea. Shanda got her bubble tea.
There's trailers.
It's cool looking how they got the track spiraled together, yeah. And there's the queue for Genesis up there. Here's another massive Burger King. It's weird there's so many of these in here. Nice little donut truck. Tasty. It's about to shoot. Lollipops. It's a cool little place to get drinks out of the hearse right there. So we stopped for a bite to eat and we're just grabbing a hot dog. I do have to say they got some really good themed buildings here. We're heading into the mega store. Some of their pins from Fright Night this year. I like the chainsaw. I have never seen stuffed chainsaws. It's pretty cool. Some of the stealth merch. There's some of their plane pins. Some Inferno gear. Some Colossus. And that is cool for the saw ride. You get a saw. Yeah, what's on the back? Yeah, that is cool.
Because I don't have my glasses on, I cannot read prices on anything. Is there pricing?
No, I don't see it. Looks like the shirts are $30.
It's free. That's what my mom always used to say. It doesn't have a tag on it.
There's another Saw shirt. Some Saw bags. Oh, they got Saw socks. And there is the Walking Dead indoor coaster. A little bit of a line right now, 45 minutes. Here's another odd ride you wouldn't see in the United States. I think there should be a tube coming here in a second. It takes a lot longer to get down than I thought.
I was going to say, I would have thought they would have been down by now.
Oh! I do think you get a little wet. It's kind of cold out. They spray water up there at the top too. Here's another odd one. They had little rafts down. Kind of a shot of their swim area that's not filled right now. Oh, there they go. There's another cute building. Flying fish. 10-minute wait. Looks like a little kid's power coaster. Back by the Swarm. That's some cool theming. Oh, look at that. You fly through a building over there, too. Really good theming for a coaster. Here's a telephone booth that got pitched. 55 minutes right now. Hey guys, so I just got off Colossus. You can see a little bit of its spiral. But I only had to wait 20 minutes for it. It wasn't too long of a wait. It's the same car as Maverick, actually. It's an Intamin. And it's fun. Lots of inversions, 10 total with a crazy spiral. I mean, if I was comparing it to Maverick or something like that, I mean, it's a similar track design, but Maverick's way better. But fun ride overall, super cool. It was pretty smooth too. I think the only thing that was a little rough was maybe the boot, maybe beat your head around a little bit, but the rest of it wasn't too bad. The spiral goes on forever though. There it is. That's a sweet head chopper for Saw. And here's another really well themed building for this. Those are cool little Saw figures. This is inside the Stall store. And here's the water slides from the other side. There's the dome. Made a rainbow. We got a little German spot right here, some beer and brats. That's a cool building over there with the KFC inside. Cool, you can see the shark head on this side. Kind of looks like he almost like ripped through the place. The ceiling's all shredded inside the KFC. There's a Fanta themed ball. Technician. They got a little cinema here that plays a show, a 4D show, every hour. Shonda's getting some crepes.
So you saw Wes get a little bit of a video of a crepe. I haven't had one in so long, and they look delicious. So I got a pumpkin spice and orange cream crepe, and I took a bite before we get taped because I wanted it so bad. It's delicious.
There's the missing bite, yes.
There is, and they're contractors. That booth is contractors. Those ladies are foreign.
Oh, okay.
They're not even from England.
Oh, that's cool.
So
they kind of come here just for the Fright Fest.
Russian, but I could not tell.
Yeah.
So it was kind of cool to just watch them do it really quick, like it was no big deal. I understand crepes are very hard to make, so she just whipped that thing right up, and I had a bite, and it is lovely.
And here is our first UK Haunted House Super Sparks.
It's called trailers.
Oh, trailers, yeah, sorry. But yeah, they actually kind of queue people and don't let a lot of people in at once, which is kind of nice. And there is the front of trailers.
All right, guys, we just did our first haunted house ever outside of the United States.
Yes.
And it was called Trailers. And the cool thing was, the lady that we talked to on the train this morning, I overheard her telling her friend that it was like Easter eggs, a bunch of Easter eggs from old haunted houses that they had here before.
Yeah.
But it's themed like you're walking through a movie.
Yeah.
Like you walk through the screen, which is really cool.
Yeah, that's cool.
And then you walk like actually into the movie, and then at the end you come out of the screen and you're walking back through the theater. There wasn't a lot of jump scares, I wouldn't say.
Yeah, I thought it was decorated good.
But it was decorated very well, and the monsters like do get right
up in your face.
I mean, you don't touch them, they don't touch you, but I mean, it's not like in America where they just go rah, and then, you know, it's kind of, I mean, they follow you, they get up in your face. There's a lot of like not just screaming, but a lot of clicking noises and a lot of crazy stuff.
Yeah.
And Wes had pointed out before we got out there that the people here walk a lot slower.
At least the group if we were in, maybe.
Yeah, you know, like in America, it's usually like people running and pushing and trying to get through as fast as they can, but this group just kind of moseyed on through, which was cool because then you could get a chance to see everything. So it was really well themed, and the makeup on the actors was great. I have no complaints. I mean, first scare, really good.
And I thought, and one thing that's cool is while you're going through it, you get a movie poster that tells you which scene you're going into, the old ones, which I thought was really neat. It was pretty long overall, I thought. Too.
Yeah.
It was a really long house.
It was quite a long house. So
it was longer than the ones at Cedar Point and stuff like that.
Yeah, very happy with the first scare maze.
Yep. Now we are waiting for Deadbeat. There's the entrance to Deadbeat.
Hey guys, so we just got out of the house behind us, which is called Deadbeat. And it was like a club.
Yeah.
Like a club atmosphere. It was really cool. But the people in front of us, I have never seen a man so scared of a haunted house in my entire life. It was fantastic to watch. So thank goodness for whoever that was, because I laughed so hard. Also in there, which I haven't really experienced much before, it smelled so bad. And I'm sure that was on purpose.
Yeah.
But man, did it reek
stinky
in there, which is good. I mean, it added to the ambiance. There was also a couple of like really super dark, like almost pitch black hallways where I ran into tables and stuff like that.
Yeah, because it does have tables that can go up all through it.
Yeah, just beware if you're going through this one. There are tables everywhere, and sometimes it's pitch black and you can't see them.
Yeah.
It didn't hurt me or anything, you know, you just bump into them. But no, I mean, it was a good one. I'm not sure if I like this one or the last one better. They were both very good.
Yeah.
I think this one just was a little more enjoyable to me because the group of people in front of us were like petrified.
And we did move extremely slow through it again.
Oh Lord.
I mean,
it was
we
like
don't
a
rush
glacial
through them.
pace.
Yeah.
So we did get to look at everything again. So I don't know if it's just because there's not as many like Halloween or haunts or things to do over here in England. Maybe that just in America.
I think maybe we're just desensitized to it a bit.
Yeah, like we have so many of them that we're just like, whatever.
We've grown up with it.
But no, I mean, it's still fun, but it's just funny to watch people over here get so flipped out about it. So that's making it even more fun for me. So on to the next.
Yeah. And we should mention there's 4 houses.
Oh yes.
And you do have to pay extra for them.
Yes.
It's not like parks in the United States where you get the haunted houses when you get the admission. You do have to pay for haunted houses on top of it.
You do. And the other thing about this park that is not like any parks in the States, the haunted house is open at 3 o'clock in the afternoon, and like we have a time frame. We have to go between 3 and 7.
Yeah, and finish all of our houses.
Yeah, and then there's another group later in the evening. So that's one other thing about this park that is different from the parks in the States.
Yeah.
You have to pay extra, and then you have to go between the time window that they give you.
Yeah.
The girl that we were on the train with this morning did say that they're very flexible, like, you know, if the lines are super long and you have to be there at 7:30 or whatever. But do try to get them done in that time frame.
Yeah, and she also did say, at least on a weekday, the later times, they're actually a little more dead. And she said even by the time the park closes by, I think it's 9 tonight.
Yeah.
She said there won't be anybody in the haunted houses, really.
Right, which we would have thought it would be the other way around, because back home that's how it would be, but maybe here it's just different.
Yep.
So just something else to know.
Here's the toy-themed one.
Everybody, so we just got out of our 3rd scare maze, and it was Howl's, I already forgot it, Toy Emporium. Stitches scare maze, that's it. And it's exactly what it sounds like. It's full of toys and toy makers and fabric and all this other stuff.
Yeah, creepy toy stuff,
Yeah, it was fantastic.
Yeah, so far this is one's my favorite one.
I think so too.
Yeah.
And it stunk in there too. Stunk to high heaven.
Yeah, I was wondering.
I think they do that on purpose.
Yeah, I guess that's the smell. I was wondering, I was telling Shonda, maybe it's the fog here, like they have different regulations, it's a different chemical, maybe it smells, but I don't know, it could be. I mean, if somebody knows,
please let us know.
Please let us know.
If there are smells intentionally piped in the Americas, like, you know it. Like, there was a house last year at HHN that had excrement. There was a toilet in the middle of the room, and they piped that smell just into that room. But in here, it's like the whole maze stinks.
Yeah, it has like a weird smell to it.
I don't know if that's on purpose or...
I was going to say, one thing that's real cool is the logo for this actually kind of copied
Tower Terror. It does remind me of that, yes.
And it does play right in the... All of these ones, too, have pre-shows, too. every single haunted house has a pre-show, which we normally don't have in the United States.
That's correct.
And inside they did play the Halloween Horror Nights theme song.
Right.
So, yeah, that was
that was kind of cool. So yeah, I mean, that for me so far, this has been my favorite. We only got one more to go, but they've all been really good.
Yeah.
Luckily this time the people in front of us just walked at a nice steady pace, although the people behind Wes were shoving and pushing into us.
They were so scared they were trying to get past us.
Yeah, and I was like, don't know where you're going to go exactly, but it's just a whole different vibe here. So not bad, just different.
It's just different than the States.
Yes,
sure.
Exactly. So we're off to our fourth one, and we'll let you know about that one after we're done.
Yeah, it's a good vibe though.
Yeah.
Now we're waiting in line for survival games.
All right, everybody, so we just got done with our last scare maze here, and it is called Survival Games. And unlike stuff in the States, they are allowed to grab you and touch you and put you places here, separate you from your group.
They don't grab you anywhere weird. It was all
no,
shoulders.
Just they just grab you like behind and then
just
move you
you
places.
yeah.
So it's not like creepy or anything.
Yeah.
But it was weird because I got separated from Wes very first thing right off the bat, which was fine. And then thankfully, when I got kicked out of my little cage, so did one other guy who let me hang out with him in there. So I only got separated from him one time where I was completely by myself. It's very dark.
Yeah.
And there are a lot of different pathways you can take. So if you are by yourself and you've never been in there, like, you wouldn't know where to go. Luckily, he had been in there before. And he let me hold on to the back of his shirt. Otherwise, I would have probably still been in there. But it was a lot of fun. I'm still not sure. I still think I like the toy one better.
Yeah, the toy one I think's better. I had mine. I got separated too. I mean, whoever you're with, you're gonna get separated.
Yes, right. Exactly.
You're not gonna be together.
No.
But I did get separated, and then the group I was with, I actually got separated with them again.
Yes,
so I never
same.
even was with that same person. So like, I got separated multiple times through in there, and I do feel you can get kind of stuck in a loop there.
Oh yes.
Because I was actually asking the monsters where to go.
There was one section in the middle where there was like 5 different ways you could go.
Yeah.
So.
And I think you can loop around in there for a really long time.
Yes, it's a kind of a short maze, which is nice because since you do get separated and since it's dark and people can touch you, it's kind of nice that it's not terrifying.
And I've never been in a haunted house where I've been walking through and I had people walk past me the other direction because they were looping around, so it's really weird.
We had the same thing.
Yeah.
The guy I was with.
I was like, why?
We saw people that had gone in before us.
I know. I was like, should I go that way? Yeah.
It was really cool though. Like, we don't have anything like that in the States because really, unless you pay extra at like certain times, they can't ever touch you.
Yeah.
And like I said, again, it wasn't creepy touching. It wasn't like weird toys touching. They literally just get behind you and grab you and steal you somewhere. So yeah, it's really cool. Everybody, so we just got off the ghost train, which is right behind us, and
we waited about 40 minutes.
40 minutes, and I don't know what the hell just happened.
It's
I really
one of the
don't.
most interesting things I've ever seen in an amusement park. It's different. I wouldn't wait long for it.
I don't even know what I just saw. I don't really have the words.
Yeah. It has a lot of pre-shows and rooms and stuff like that.
There's a lot of standing, and there's not a lot happening. It was just weird.
The people here were terrified of it.
Yeah.
Which is crazy. I didn't find it very scary at all.
Oh, not even.
Yeah, it wasn't
like
scary.
I said to Wes when we got off that that's an hour of my life I'll never get back. So I don't even know.
And I do know that it's only been open since 2016, and it's went through a lot of changes over the years, because I think they've tried to revamp it and make it more interesting.
It was worse?
I think so.
Oh, dear God. So,
nothing but a boring person.
How will you come to hell?
And I do think it is their fog here, because it stinks.
Alright everybody, so we just finished up our day at Thorpe Park. We had a lot of fun, it was a good time, and we were here most of the day.
Yeah, it's 7:16 right now.
We mostly came for the haunted stuff. You know, because we've never been here, we wanted to see what it was like over here, and it was a lot of fun. What made it more fun for me was that people over here seemed to get far more scared.
Yeah.
Than people back in the States. Again, as we mentioned earlier, I don't know if it's just because we've become so desensitized to that stuff that we're used to it or what, but that made it a lot of fun for me, just seeing other people get super scared. Having said that, I will say that the haunted houses were very good. They were very well done.
Yeah, very well done.
The set design was great, production value, and the makeup and the scare actors were all fantastic. So, not to take anything away from that, it's just that we don't really get that scared in haunted houses anymore.
We go more for the looks.
Yes.
Yeah,
so that's that. But it was a good day. This is a nice little park. It's got a small footprint, so
yeah, it's not real big.
Yeah, it's nice because you don't get tired just walking from one end to the other.
There's no wood coasters here.
Yeah, that's the only thing. There's no woodies here, which you know, I like the old classic woodies. So for me, if they put a woody in here, it would just be fantastic. But no, we had a great time, and we were so glad to come here. And just remember, as always, whatever you decide to do, just get out there and do it.